Said sports. Welcome back, everybody. Perfect timing because the WNBA game just ended. 20-point game, 151 to 131. Team Collier, Nefessa Collier, her team won. Angel Reese was on her team. Team Clark lost by 20 points. Angel Reese, what's her name? Caitlin Clark didn't play. She didn't play. And she was a coach. She was a coach, and I think this is her second time missing it. So I think she played last year. She missed like the 3-point contest. So she might play next year. The leaders of the team actually on offense is Nefessa Collier. So it's not a surprise she had a team. It's not a surprise that her team won. They're the leaders on offense, and it's her and Asia Wilson are number one and number two in offense. And then there's Angel Reese. Angel Reese leads the defense, right, with rebounds, and then Asia Wilson's after her. So technically, it should have been Team Collier versus Team Reese. The stand-ins for Indianapolis, Indy hosted the WNBA All-Star, right? Looks like people had a fun time. The weather was good. Signage was everywhere, right? Signage was everywhere. People were excited to be at the game. It was sold out. It was sold out. And they had a 4-point line. I didn't know the WNBA had a 4-point line, but in this game, they had a 4-point line and money was donated to charity, right? The halftime show was good. Glorilla, I thought they did a fantastic job of bringing out the WNBA dancers to do a routine to one of her most popular songs, the head, whatever it's called, whatever. That one, the one, the head, this, that, and all that. So the WNBA dancers, they look cute. They covered the floor. Glorilla had her dancers. The lights were down. You could see camera bulbs everywhere. The lights, and people look like they had a good time. That's what I like about the WNBA All-Star game. The format, it's just a basketball game. Mind you, they do have like the skills challenge, the 3-point contest, yesterday, which was fun, right? Which was fun. And but they played ball. Now I felt like the first quarter was more intense than the rest of the quarters. But they did get to 151 points. Nefessa Collier, most points, made sense, right? Offensive leader. Paige Buckers did good. They talked about her. They said she'll feel like she's gonna be the best guard in the league. Now, right now, I took a look at the best 3-point shooters just to see who it was, and I don't know if I saw Paige's name on there. Let's see. It's Nefessa Collier is leading. Hold on, I gotta get this out the way. Let me see. I think it's quite interesting. Oh, let me make sure y'all can hear me too. Okay, so the offensive leaders, Nefessa Collier. Defensive leaders, Angel Reese, right? Then it's Asia Wilson for offense and defense. So that tells me Asia Wilson might not be MVP this year because Nefessa Collier and Angel Reese are in front of her. But if she's the only player to lead on offense and defense, then she might be, right? Like a two-way player, right? She might be that. Then when you come to assist, you have Alyssa Thomas is leading the way. Then it's Caitlin Clark. And blocks, you have Asia Wilson again. She might be MVP. She might be. And then Alana Smith. And when it comes to 3-pointers, it's Ryan Howard of the Atlanta Dream. Yeah, I didn't see Paige Buckers or Ryan Howard on Caitlin Clark on the 3-pointers made. I thought they would be there. But no. And then we have Gabby Williams. I heard her name a lot tonight. She plays for Seattle on steals. And Nefessa Collier is 4th on steals. So it was fun. It was a good event, to either you're from Indy, to go to Indy, to hang out for the weekend. There were a lot of parties, a lot of video. A lot of people probably start watching it tonight once they get back or once they get to their hotel. I told y'all a group of players in the WNBA, they actually streamed for 72 hours, right? They did the orange carpet. They did the party afterwards. People say Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark got lit at the party. So they had a wonderful time, and that's what it's supposed to be. It was a simple format, play basketball. People enjoyed seeing, the first quarter, the 3-point shots go in, the 4-point shots. Like I said, it was medium intensity from second, third through fourth. And I think it's because Team Clark was flat and Team Collier had, moved ahead. So I think they were trying to like slow it down a little bit. They talked to Caitlin on the side. But y'all know the part I care about. What you see on these t-shirts. The business of basketball, right? So pay us what you owe us. That is the t-shirt the players were wearing tonight, right? Why? Because they're in negotiations for their CBA, their WNBA PA, Players Association. They are in negotiations. Now, this is what I think is very, very interesting. First, not the reporter, the analyst, the announcer, it was interesting to hear them to talk about it. They were talking about the shirts. They say, yeah, the WNBA is a league where the players stick together. I said, ooh. Where the players stick together. They have two issues they refuse to budge on. 40 plus women showed up to the meeting that they were having regarding the CBA to make their voices be heard. They said it was so many people in the room that they did not expect. They had to go get chairs from another area to bring into the room. So these women are united on at least two issues. They say they are not budging. One, believe it or not, is revenue sharing. The same revenue sharing where Shador is going to make $12 to $15 million just off the $250 million that's already sold. And we just got to training camp. They want a piece of that pie because the jerseys have been selling. They should get that, right? Then the salaries, they don't even touch 100,000. So they're not budging. Now, the leaders for the players, the leaders are actually Nefessa Collier and Breanna Stewart, the same two women that went off and started their own league. Now, where do you think they got that bright idea from? Because like they're the vice president and the president representing the players, they haven't been able to get fairness when it comes to equity, revenue sharing, or when it comes to salary. So they went off and started their own league. And the first thing I noticed when my eyes laid sight on the floor is one of the biggest investors that finance Unrivaled Basketball is listed as a sponsor for the WNBA. The WNBA didn't have that before. To me, it's given. Unrivaled went off. These two women went off to do their own thing. The WNBA made them stay tethered. You can't have any players that are not in the WNBA. So it's kind of like they're still tethered to them, but they play their players make a minimum of $100,000. WNBA players that play in Unrivaled from January to March make $100,000. What's that? 3 months? 12 weeks? 3, 6, 9, 12? Hell, is that 3, 6? No, 4. Oh, 12 weeks. 4. Yeah. Okay. 12 weeks. 4 times 3. So if they play for 3 months, 30, 60, 90 days, they make $100,000. Then they get like a month off or a month and a half to get ready because there's the draft. They don't have to get drafted, obviously, but that gives them a little downtime. And then they go to the WNBA, which kind of starts up around May. So kind of getting April off a little bit. And then they go to play, what is it, from April to, I don't know when the WNBA ends. It's either September or October. But they don't even make 100,000 over there as a rookie. So Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark came into the league. Rickea Jackson, Cameron Brink all came into the league last year. And none of them, they made $75,000. They made $75,000. So, and that's for several years. Did you hear me right? That was for several years. Unless they're going to get $75,000 a year for 3 years. I think that might be what it is. So like a $300,000 contract. Then again, I don't know because, yep, that's it. That's it. So they spread it out over 3 years. So the highest paid player in the WNBA makes $200,000 somewhere in some change per year. So you would have to play 5 years, 2, 4, 6, 8, no, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, 5 years just to get a million. Just to get a million. That's if you're the highest paid player. Now, everybody else just somewhere in the middle between 75 and 200. So that means the average person is probably making $125,000. That's crazy. And they don't have revenue sharing. So pay us what you owe us, especially after last season. You think the WNBA would want to open up their wallet and say, hey, we want y'all to stay here. Y'all, we want y'all to stay here. But what's the consequence of not giving them what they want? They're going to go to Unrivaled. Remember, the players in Unrivaled have to be in the WNBA. So that's how they got them over a barrel. So it might be the fans, right? The WNBA has been growing rapidly. People that are at the festivities talked about how there were a lot of men there. I'm like, black men are the biggest supporters of the WNBA. But see, a lot of people don't know that. So people who had never been to the WNBA games festivities were shocked to see that there are men here, right? They always show Tyrese Halliburton, but he played for the Indiana team. So, but we're talking about people that, hey, the WNBA is playing. Let's go to this. Yeah, that's what it is. So I saw Kevin Durant in the background. There was a picture of him, Lala Milan, who's comedian, entrepreneur, TV actress, etc., and Asia Wilson. So they had influencers at the game because that's how Lala Milan started. She was an influencer. And Kevin Durant was just caught in the background, just doing, just whatever, just walking around. So it was nice. I think they had fun. I think it's an event that could be similar to, like, if they ever have this in New Orleans, it's on. If they have this in New Orleans, I think it'll be good. I could see them having it there because I still have pictures from when they had NBA All-Star there. And that was a swanky event. The NBA spends money, like money. So, the WNBA is doing well. Let's see if they're going to pay their players. They said it would be a shame to have a work stoppage. So I was like, wait a minute, they'll walk out? So the WNBA, the players will walk out and not play if they don't get what they have asked for. That is long overdue, to the point where 2 women had to go and start their own league. The 2 women at the top when it comes to representation for the players started Unrivaled. And now a lot of sponsors that Unrivaled has that the WNBA did not have. The WNBA is now partaking in the success and awareness and the business savvy of Unrivaled basketball. Now, how was that? Right? Like, okay, I left to go start my own league because y'all was tripping. And I get these big investment banks to sponsor me. I get Sephora and all these other luxury type brands. And now you have them, but you couldn't get them before I did. Anybody know what the difference is? Does anybody know why the WNBA didn't have sponsors like Sephora and all of this and that and the other until Unrivaled got it? Does anybody know? Please tell me in the comments. So that's what a WNBA is. They had a fun event. It was sold out. Halftime was great. I felt like at one point the NBA was looking at this and wondering, how can we get this? Because a lot of people have lost interest in the NBA All-Star weekend. It used to be a really big deal, but over the years, people just kind of started tuning out. And I don't know how people already say their ratings are down. So I don't know how they get it back, right? But I will tell you one thing. Miss Angel Reese won the weekend. Now, what do I mean by that? Angel Reese took this opportunity. So either she learned and paid attention to what Shaq taught her, or she already had this business savvy, but I'm going to go with Shaq. So she's already been on billboards in Times Square, right? So why was her shoe was announced? It's not out yet. It says coming soon. So they're doing like marketing and branding for her shoe, the Angel Reese ones. Remember, I talked about it last week. We congratulated her. They came out in the diamond dust. This week for All-Star, they introduced like a hot pink, which is really nice. It's really cute. And she's on billboards in Indy. So when you're flying into Indy or you're coming into like the major areas, she's there. They have all of these mobile trucks moving around with these big ads on the side. All you see is Angel Reese, Angel Reese, Angel Reese, Angel Reese, right? And she has a partnership with NASCAR. Yes. It was announced right before All-Star weekend. I'm like, God damn. I think she is learning from Shaq because that's how he is. He has this, he has that. Angel Reese has McDonald's. She has Reese's Pieces. She has her own shoe in Diamond Dust. She has her own shoe in hot pink. So mind you, her $75,000 salary is just child's play. The $75,000 she gets a year, that just buy her bags. Cause McDonald's, Reese's Pieces, headphones, Beats or Bose, pick one. Don't know which one it is. She has a lot, right? You come to All-Star weekend. She's not even a starter, but she should have been. In fact, she was a defensive leader, so it should have been Team Reese versus Team Collier. That's really, if it was done by merits, if it was a meritocracy, the defensive leader gets a team, the offensive leader gets a team. They didn't do that. So what I think happened, they said Caitlin was out because she was injured. Well, she been having this groin injury for a minute, right? So you knew this when you gave her a team. So why? You knew she wasn't going to be back. So why is it that you just didn't name the team what it really should have been? Team Reese. I get it. The Indiana Fever hosted. But that doesn't mean you just cherry pick the players and make Caitlin the captain. She don't even play. And to be honest with you, part of me, I would just go on and say it. She's not on the list of 3-point shooters, and that's her thing, right? They want to build her up with assists. In fact, the facility, right before they got canceled, they went down the road and said what people refuse to say out loud. Is it troublesome? Is it troublesome that Caitlin Clark is always injured? Yep, it is. It is. Because how is it somebody that missed half of 2025 has a team? They're not and they're not the best guard. They're not the best guard in Indiana. I told y'all the best guard's name is what? Kelsey Mitchell. In fact, guess who made the opening address for All-Star tonight? Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston, some of the best players on the team for the most part. Those two went out there and addressed the crowd, and they got a very warm welcome when Kelsey finished her speech. To me, that's the way it should have been in terms of who was coming off the Indiana team. If anybody was coming from the Indiana team, Kelsey Mitchell, who I already had on, I guess, a thumbnail, and Aaliyah Boston. So it's funny how it got fixed. It got corrected. I don't know whether it was intentional because I don't look at them every day to be listening to what other people are saying, like picking up on things. But the way it went tonight is how it should have been. And if Caitlin had played, so it should have been Team Reese. The representatives from Indiana should have been Kelsey Mitchell and possibly Aaliyah Boston. People complained and said it shouldn't have been her. But when you think of number 1 and number 2 on the Indiana Fever, it is Kelsey Mitchell and Boston. So technically, it should have been Kelsey Mitchell. Team Reese, Team Collier, opening address from the home team, Kelsey Mitchell. That's what it should have always been. So on Team Clark, it was 2 players from Indianapolis, and then Caitlin was the captain. I think had she played, I don't think Mitchell would have been out there. I think if Caitlin had played, they was gonna lose anyway. And I am of the opinion that they do not, and I think it has everything to do with what they want to put out there, right? I think it has everything to do with the lie that the WNBA told that she was the best player. And year over year, she's struggling with this in year one. She's struggling with this in year two. She's gonna be struggling. I already said it on X. So if she's struggling with this in year one, she's struggling with that in year two. What's she gonna be struggling with in year three? It's the cover because they're starting to see Paige Buckers came in this already as a rookie, being touted as going to be the best guard in the league. You can see it. You can see it, right? But you're not seeing that. You didn't see that in year one with Caitlin, right? And then now, Angel Reese is everywhere. They put out a post showing that when it came to the WNBA players, which WNBA players had the most Instagram accounts. I don't know why people track these things, but they do. Angel Reese. Angel Reese. So Angel Reese is everywhere. She should have had a team. She should have been Team Reese because she was a defensive leader of the league. They trying to get their money, right? And they should. They're trying to get their money. It was a lot of talk about, y'all know how we talked about the couples, right? So it was a lot of talk about this couple right here. So if you follow WNBA basketball, then you probably know that Asia Wilson and Bam Adebayo are dating, and they've been dating. So everybody was making a big deal about them at the game. They've been going strong. I don't know how long they've been dating, but they've been out there for a minute. So for people who follow WNBA basketball religiously, this was a wonderful weekend. It gave them a lot to talk about. For people like me, who chose to distance myself, keep an eye on my favorite players, right? Angel Reese, Alicia Gray. I like Paige Buckers too. In fact, before the podcast, I was looking for my t-shirt because I have a t-shirt, The Future of the WNBA, and it has Angel Reese's name and it has Paige Buckers' name. So I put that on there. And, I just kind of wanted to be in the spirit. But I'm probably going to go back to my usual. But I thought it was nice that they had a good turnout. I thought it was nice that the other players got the shine for once. But what I thought was impressive is that they all band together. They unite for their money. They unite for equity. Pay us what you owe us. Everybody had this shirt on. And this is where the league is. So I saw this post. Let's see if I can share it. That talked about that's about Angel Reese. So we're gonna get to that. But I saw another post that talked about how Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, people were saying how they really get along, etc., or there's really not any issue between them. I think it was Monica McNutt, right? And I kind of remembered this, and she was saying that it shouldn't really be like it is with the beef that people talk about. And I said, what's funny to me? When people talk about the beef between Angel Reese, it's not any beef between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, right? And it's not like the optics that you see, the negativity that you see is from the fans. It's really not. Yeah, one set of fans. You know where that comes from, right? If you paid attention to when Angel Reese came out of college, and you watched the WNBA draft or knew about it or just heard about how things went, the WNBA did this. The WNBA created this division. They wanted to use the division and the tension to bring a crowd of people, straight white women, to watch the WNBA because they, in their minds, believe that, Caitlin Clark is a straight white woman. So let's put her out here. Now, mind you, she's not the only straight white woman in the WNBA, I don't believe. But they chose her. And the WNBA itself created the division. So when people say the beef between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, no. No, what they should say is the beef that the WNBA started. From the moment the draft came around, just like you heard about Shador. Oh, Angel Reese is dropping in the draft. She's not going to be the number one pick. She's not going to be the number 2 pick. She dropped to number 7. They only have 12 or 13 teams. So that's beyond, that's more than halfway down. So she plummeted. That's what you would say when you only got 13 or 12. I think they only have 12 teams or 13. So now they pushed her down. It wasn't going to be different on the money because they get the same money. So it's not about the money. They pushed her to a team that did not even have their own practice facilities. What do you think that would do if the team don't have practice facilities? It's going to impede and be an impediment to her progress. But you see, she got better anyway. They say her shooting is her numbers are really good, right? I think she had hit 50%. So she decided to take matters in her own hands, right? Yeah, they're going to build something and it's probably almost finished or it might be finished. The WNBA did this. They created the division that exists. And people realize Angel Reese's fans were really just standing up for her. And now it's year 2. Angel Reese is the leader on defense. Not only does she not get Team Reese, she's not even a starter. How's that for playing keep away? I told y'all that's what they do. So they played keep away. And this weekend, she won the weekend. Her products everywhere, her signage everywhere. Reebok showed major love to Angel Reese. Major love to Angel Reese. And NASCAR. So it says apparently there are a lot of people of a certain demographic who are upset that WNBA All-Star Angel Reese will be featured on Bubba Wallace's number 23 Toyota NASCAR for the Chicago street race as part of a partnership with McDonald's. Now, why would anybody be upset about that? When I tell you she is learning from Shaq, just like Shaq has brand X, brand A, B, C, D, E, that's what she has. That's exactly what she has. And they seized the moment. So tonight, before the game, she took pictures, kind of coming in. She was dressed in a suit. You know what people said? She gets it. She made the weekend that they snubbed her from being a captain because she's the leader of the defense. She would have been opposite the leader of the offense. They snubbed her from being a captain and they snubbed her from being a starter so she wouldn't get that much shine in the game. Team Clark lost by 20 points. People going to talk about the halftime show. They're going to talk about how much fun they had. They're going to talk about the players that have been streaming for 72 hours. They're going to talk about how pretty everything was. That's what they're going to talk about. That's what they're going to talk about. And then they're going to go watch the New York Liberty play the Indiana Fever. And a lot of people going to be wishing the New York Liberty win. While Angel is featured on NASCAR and plastered all over the city in Indianapolis with Mogul signage everywhere, including a billboard. People took photos of the billboard going up. She has the most Instagram followers. She's the defensive leader. Guess what else she is? The face of the WNBA, just like Asia Wilson was when she got here. So this is the WNBA's doing. The reason why they didn't have Sephora is because they didn't reach out to Sephora. The reason why they didn't have whoever else Unrivaled has that they now have is because they didn't pursue them. You know how I know? I've been living here for 2 years and 3 years. Did not even know in the first 2 years. So yeah, I'm 3 years in now. For 2 years, I went to Hawks games. For 2 years, I'm downtown daily. I see nothing about the WNBA. And I know I pass State Farm once a week in the off season. So when I go to Hawks games, there's not a mention of the dream. I found out because when I heard Angel was going to Chicago, right? What did I do? Oh, let me look and see who they play. Because, I'm just like the Cleveland Browns. What did we do? We looked at the schedule to familiarize ourselves with their opponents. Well, let me see who they play because maybe they come to Atlanta. I did the same thing with the big three. Do they play in Atlanta? No. Well, damn. Okay. I'm looking at the teams and I see Atlanta Dream. I'm like, what? They got a WNBA team here? I've been to Hawks games twice a week after week when they are at home. Nobody said nothing. They got this huge billboard, a mini Times Square billboard across from State Farm. Nothing. Concerts advertised. Anybody you could think of coming to Atlanta to perform at State Farm is up there. Nothing about the Atlanta Dream. So when I would come up Ted Turner off the freeway, like if you're coming off of I think it's 20 or somewhere, there's a parking lot right past Marietta. And in that parking lot was a black van. And I kept seeing an A and a U and I didn't get it. You know what I thought it was? I thought it was for the new soccer team that was heavily advertised because they were new and they trying to drum up business. So I didn't think nothing of it because it's right across from State Farm, which is across from Mercedes-Benz, which is where the soccer would play. That's what I thought it was. I look up the Atlanta Dream, click on the link for the tickets for the Atlanta Dream, and I see that goddamn logo. I'm like, what? Whoa, that's their only advertising? A van that you gonna see for 2 seconds going up Ted Turner, which is a busy street, and people trying to get to the freeway. So they probably barreling up the street to run through the damn lights so they don't turn green because they all synced up. That's the advertising for the Dream? Then I find out they don't even play in Atlanta. Don't get me wrong. Atlanta's 15 minutes wide. So it's up the street in College Park by the airport. So close to the airport that you can take the train from the airport to the arena where they play. The only time I have ever seen the Atlanta Dream advertised, and I'm serious, twice. Once was on that New York Times type billboard in Atlanta across from State Farm, Atlanta Dream versus the Indiana Fever. They play from May to September, and I see one team up there. I had to figure it out because I'm looking for Angel Reese's opponents so I can familiarize myself with the WNBA and who she gonna play. That's why they didn't have Sephora, because they didn't want Sephora. They don't want Angel Reese to be the face of the league, but it's too bad because she is. It's obvious she was snubbed. It's obvious she was snubbed twice. And guess who did it? The WNBA. Again, when she was drafted all last year, and again with All-Star this year. It's like they want to move her out the way so she don't block any of the sun that could potentially hit Caitlin. But see, here's the kicker, right? Caitlin isn't turning out to be what they hyped her up to be. And now, right, it's starting to show. And Angel is taking her rightful place under the stars. Angel Reese is the face of the WNBA, but they don't want you to see her face. And as beautiful as she is, as charismatic as she is, as popular as she is, as talented as she did the work in the offseason. She came back better than ever because of unrivaled basketball. I'm sure it had something to do with the fact that they devalued her by sending her to a team that did not have practice facilities for the team. but she rose anyway. Angel Reese's journey is a lesson for Shedeur Sanders. I hope they still friends. I don't know if they are. I know they were at one point. She's dated somebody for the Orlando Magic. Y'all know he got his boo. I ain't gonna determine who it is, but y'all know. So they probably doing their own thing. But they really and truly could benefit from having a friendship, because where he's going, the path he has been placed on, is the path she has been on now in her second year. All the hell she went through in her rookie year is going to be a lesson for him. For people that's thinking Cleveland going to do the right thing, I want you to study Angel Reese's year one. The league devalued her and sent her somewhere she could not develop properly. She had to go to a league that was new, be developed there, come back here and ball out. And she's rising, but they are still snubbing her from their WNBA activities. But it's so much that she has now. Her endorsements are so vast. We don't even see the WNBA. Not where she's concerned. We see every other brand but them. They could have had the shine with her in year one. They didn't want it. And for her to be so young, Cheryl Swoops talked about it. She said, I know Angel never talked about this out loud, but that was really hard. You damn right it was hard. It was definitely hard for somebody to constantly be bullied and, stalked and mocked. And then RG3 try to do it in year two. No, Shaq told him right. Dr. Bernice A. King told him right. Whoever that guy was that came after Shaq told him right. Keep playing. Keep playing. So Shedeur can learn from Angel Reese's journey to kind of see what's really going on. And it has nothing to do with your dad. So let me see what y'all are saying. Welcome everybody. Welcome. All right, so I'm gonna take the NASCAR off the thing. Let's see. I think I have somebody else I wanted to share too. Is this it? I'm gonna put it up there. We have a couple that is on their honeymoon. Whenever I see the Mr. and Mrs. Deshaun Watson. So these two, I know we're gonna get there. These two, the Watsons, are in the French Riviera on a beautiful yacht. The photos are on his wife's page. She's cooking pasta. Because I told y'all she has like a cooking show. She's cooking pasta in the middle of the French Riviera, making the pasta fresh, running it through that big KitchenAid. I don't know what they call it, but the big KitchenAid thing that you make and process food. That costs like $500. So that's where they are. And I was like, oh, that's smart, right? Instead of being land-based somewhere, they are on a yacht, which is bigger than a lot of people's homes, to be honest, right? And they probably going to be there for a couple of weeks. They go to different places. They dock. She went scuba diving. I'm sure they do the jet ski things. A lot of these yachts have jet skis on them. But they just enjoying each other before he has to report, because he has not been ruled ineligible. So he will likely have to report to camp. I think, is it Monday or Tuesday for the Cleveland Browns? So they are isolated in the middle of the French Riviera before he comes back to this madhouse. He don't look worried though. Yeah, why would he be, right? Why would he be? Before he have to come back to the chaos that is the Cleveland Browns, to come back only for them to tell him, oh, you know what? Yeah, you're going to be ineligible for the season. If he was ineligible for the season, would he still have to report to camp? Maybe. I don't know. So their honeymoon probably going to come to an end so he can get back to Cleveland. But check out the photos, man. And she held up her ring. I'm going to just tell y'all right now. I said, okay, ma'am. I said, Okay, and that's exactly what I said. Because when I tell you that seeing it when we looked at the wedding is one thing, but yeah, yeah, um, yeah. So this is the picture of Angel Reese's shoe that you see right here at WNBA. They took the opportunity, they capitalized, they marketed. I love this shoe. You can kind of see the classic Reebok through it a little bit. I think it's gonna do really well. I think it's gonna do well. What I think they should have did, and I don't know if they did it, maybe they did. I think it would have been cute if they did a giveaway and they gave away 100 pair of shoes to people that were there, because you're gonna want people walking around with these shoes on. So Angel just might bring Reebok back to the center, because a lot of people are changing up the shoes that they wear, right? There's these new brands out here. People are wearing, y'all know what they are with the little logo. I don't know what the shoe is, but I see people with it all the time. I don't think the term bougie is the right term, but I think people that associate themselves with being an intellect and probably have some money, that's what they wear. Hoda, Hopta, something like that. Y'all might know what it is, right? If you know who Josh Johnson is, it's the shoe he has on his foot. Josh Johnson wears the same zip up cardigan, same type, because I think he got 1,000 of them. A same type of zip up cardigan with looks like the same type of jeans with the same type of shoe. And he looks identical at every show. So that's brilliant, right? That means nobody's focused on what he's wearing and listening to what he's saying. So I think that this is the perfect time, because she gave away t-shirts, but I think they should have gave away 100 pairs of these shoes. But the thing is, I guess when it comes to shoes, it's different because they come in sizes. But she won the weekend. She won the weekend despite the WNBA snubbing her. She already had her shoe launch before the WNBA. It showed us what it looked like, and here they dropped another colorway. And then she's on the digital ads everywhere. She's on a fixed billboard, and there were people complaining about the fixed billboard. And I don't think they were complaining. I think that they are the haters that only want one person to shine. But the Indiana Fever, the players that are really good for them are the ones that don't get talked about. So I think wrongs were made right, regardless of real injury or imagined. Wrongs were made right in Indiana. And Angel shined. She shined regardless. So I'm just really, really proud of her. So I don't know if y'all knew about the NASCAR thing, but I'm excited about that. I was actually watching NASCAR today, y'all. I put it on the NASCAR channel because I just kind of wanted to see what it was like or whatever. And they only had on like the races from, they were talking about 9/11. They had on the races from that era. I was like, okay. I mean, it was just enough to kind of learn, right? It was enough to just kind of learn. So who else did I have up here? I think that's who I had up here, y'all. So let me see what y'all are saying. I'm gonna put Deshaun and his wife back up here because that's a beautiful view. See what y'all are saying. And I don't know if y'all noticed. I'm looking more up than down, because guess why I couldn't read earlier? Couldn't see. I didn't have my laptop positioned up enough, so I had to have it elevated. So now I can kind of look up a little bit because my monitor is right here in front of me. So yay, progress, right? Progress. Hey Bumpty, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I'm turning on some music. We might be here in a minute because we're probably gonna talk about something else. Drop a topic in the chat if you want. We'll just go with it. We'll just go with it. Turn some music on, turn it down. Bumpty say, how you doing? I'm good. Night owls activated. All right, Jerry, DJ in effect. We got the music on. We vibing now. Happy Saturday, everybody. Let's get the late night party started. Yes. So let me change my background because we're getting ready to, we just vibing. I don't want nobody to feel like they have to talk about something in particular. We just, suggest a topic. Sometimes that's just what it is. It could be the Buffs. It could be anything else. We just gonna put live up there. All right, there it is. So, and I'm gonna come back to the screen. All right, Okay, yay! All right. Oh, guess what? Good news, good news, good news, good news, good news. We are probably 50 followers away. No, 30. 30. We are 30 followers away from 4,000. So if you hanging out, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, see if y'all can get me to 4,000 while we're live so I can put my crown on. I'm so excited about 4,000. I am very excited because it's just not easy, you know. It can happen. Numbers can go up, they can come down, you know, people's interests change, etc. I try to remain consistent, but you just gotta, you know, you gotta be ready when you get there too, right? You gotta be ready. So I think we got a good vibe going. No days off is my mantra because I already was on vacation. So see if y'all can get me to 35 more followers, 50. I'll take 50 to 4,000 subs. Yay! All right. Juanette, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Exposing the truth. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Coming through to support my girl. Oh, thank you. Keep giving the hell. Always. Foot on next. Foot on next. As you come in, hit the like button. Yes, if you come in, hit the like button. Get me to 35 followers, 35 subscribers, and we'll be at 4,000 so I can play my New Orleans song. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Tina, how you doing? It said 2018 WNBA draft, Asia Wilson was number 1 and Kelsey Mitchell was number 2. It's 2025 and they are still not being respected. That's with Asia being the best player hands down the last 4 years. How many MVPs does she have? Is it 2? And they said she was supposed to win last year, but it went to somebody else. Lamar Jackson. I can't have y'all winning too much. I was shocked that Glorilla did the halftime show, but not really, right? Because these leagues have to have a way to not appear what? So if the halftime show is Kendrick Lamar, no, they wasn't ready for that though. If the halftime show is Kendrick Lamar, in 2026 it's supposed to be Jay-Z. One, it taps into the people who are at home, right? That's really who the halftime show is for. So they think we all at home, I guess, right? It's a lot of black people go to the Super Bowl. I saw this one couple outside of Allegiant Stadium. They, you know, were asking people how much were their tickets. They paid $9,000 each. Right? I wish they knew. It's a lot of people from New Orleans to Atlanta to New Orleans, back and forth. Like these people, they serious about this, right? And they were sold out. Angel actually said when they interviewed her after the game, she was with Kelsey Plum, who seems pretty cool, and it was Angel Reese and Natasha Cloud. That's what it was. They were standing there talking, and that lady Holly was interviewing them, and she was asking them this, that, the other. It's funny, nobody answered her question. I was like, is it just me? So they said what they wanted to say. And Angel was like, yeah. She said, well, Glorilla's your friend, right? So did you give her any advice on what to wear or what to perform? And Angel was like, yeah, rap music is very important. I was like, wait, what? I was waiting on her to answer the question to see if she gave Glorilla any tips. All three of them, Kelsey Plum and Natasha Cloud and Angel Reese, said what they wanted to say, and it had nothing to do with the question. But see, that's what it is when it's live TV. You ask me a question to put that mic in my face, I got 7 seconds to say what it is I want to say, and that's what they did. That's what they did. So Kelsey Plum is funny because they asked her at halftime, because the score was like a 20 some odd point differential, right? She said, oh, we're better than them. And then she came back after halftime and cleared it up. And she said, oh, I didn't mean to say we were better than them. I'm like, I think she did. I think they catty. That's what I think. I think that they are catty. So Asia Wilson should have been the face of the league, along with Kelsey Mitchell. Now, see, James has said it, right? In 2018, look at who was 1 and 2. In fact, Caitlin Clark said tonight, ever since she came out and said, what did she say? The WNBA was built off the backs of black women. Ever since she said that, she's been more comfortable. She's been more relaxed. I wouldn't be surprised if she has a future in coaching. Nike spent $28 million just for her to sell this shoe. I don't know how it's going, but one thing about it, if she was not being forced as the face of the league, it's really Asia Wilson, Nafessa Collier, Angel Reese, the number one and number twos. The number one and number twos, that's 4 different people, right? That's who you should be hearing about. It's supposed to be a meritocracy. And somebody said, well, the NFL is a meritocracy. I'm like, do you not know what meritocracy means? The NFL has never been a meritocracy. And I shared with y'all that I believe the NFL said, hey, we're going to try what the WNBA did because, look, it's working for them. Okay, well, let me see you try it. Let me see you try it because you tried it. So let's see what happened when you tried, right? So as long as these players have NIL, there were several players who decided not to come out of college when they had the opportunity to go to the WNBA. Why would they? $75,000? Come on, right? This is supposed to be a premier sports league. And it took the 2 people, president and vice president, to come along, start their own league, get all of these sponsors. And they had is TNT. They had a deal for TV on TNT, Max, and some app, I think. And they had 3 TV deals. They had bank financing. The referees had sponsors on their jerseys. There were high-end sponsors all on the floor. They had halftime performances. Their games exuded luxury. Their receipts, revenues, $25 million. That ain't bad for 90 days. And the WNBA tried to use ESPN to attack Unrivaled. Yes. That was crazy to me. That was crazy. I was like, well, if they tethered to you, why would you try to sink their ship? But they did. So the WNBA is it's like Sonic. If you know what Sonic is, or Dairy Queen. I'm gonna go with Sonic and Dairy Queen. Sonic and Dairy Queen were 2 companies, right? That at one point in their heyday that they were up there, right? And mind you, it does seem like Sonic is back, but they had a lull, they had a slump, they didn't keep up with the times, right? Same thing people were saying with Red Lobster, but hell, Red Lobster is advertised at the big 3 now, right? Why? Because they had new, fresh ownership. Washington Commanders, new ownership, and now Jada Daniels took them where? And I heard y'all say in the comments that the Washington Commanders treat Jada Daniels like a king. That's what Cleveland needs. Wherever Shador go, they need to be with a team that have their head on straight. And there was something I didn't share with y'all yet. So Regina, y'all remember Regina in the comments? Regina, who lives in the 615, what's that, Nashville, right? Emailed me and sent me an email or an article. Now get this. Apparently, the Tennessee Titans are getting a new stadium. The one they have now is called Nissan. So they're getting a new Nissan stadium. It's under construction. I had no idea. Don't know why these NFL teams keep getting these stadiums like this, and they not good. At the construction site for the Tennessee Titans stadium, somebody placed a noose. You know what a noose is. Remember when that happened with NASCAR? So Regina, I asked Regina, I was like, why you get a new stadium? That's what I was trying to get at. I said, why would you put a noose at a construction site? She was saying because it represents the vibe or the hatred. I shouldn't call it the vibe. The hatred in Nashville for the Titans. They got a black quarterback. So they trying to give, I'm assuming Cam Ward, and I don't know because they always had black players. But it's Regina say when they get black quarterbacks in Tennessee, they don't get treated right. And we already see it with Cam. So somebody decided, since they get a new stadium and he's at the helm of the team, well, he's competing with the guy that lost, that they're going to put a noose out there just like they did NASCAR. right? Same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So it goes to show you that there are a lot of people out there, you know, and you would think the NFL would have a zero tolerance for this. That's just like Angel Reese in her year one when she was being harassed by the fans. It took things to happen for there to be some type of issue. So when the season started this year, they had to suspend a fan or ban a fan from the arena because of how they were treating Angel Reese at the game. Because Caitlin Clark flagrant filed Angel Reese. And Caitlin Clark got upset. That's when RG3 started his, foolishness, coonery. And what happened? The fans sees Caitlin upset, even though Caitlin commits the flagrant foul. Just like RG3, they blame Angel Reese and they go for Angel. The WNBA, that's their fault. I tell them to their face. Culture starts at the top. You did this. You created this division. So Caitlin is taking it on herself to come out and say, this was before the season started, to come out and say the WNBA was built on the backs of Black women. Paige Buckers said the same thing at the ESPYs. Today, Asia Wilson had a commercial at the end of the WNBA game for Gatorade that says, "We built this. We built this." A Gatorade commercial. The same Gatorade that sponsors who? Shador Sanders. Who right after he was snubbed, they created a new commercial with him. So the WNBA and the NFL create the divisiveness and the hatred that some of these fans, they egg these fans on because the fans see, just like RG3. See, RG3 knew that the WNBA was biased toward Angel. He knew it. He knew it. So he figured, oh, they're not going to do nothing. But see, he's narrow-minded because what they say, simple-minded. You know she got family, friends, Abu, Shaq, and everybody else, right? She got fans who made the same mistake. The NFL. It's the same problem. These leagues, these two leagues right here, in the midst of the MLB seemingly trying to woo Black players. We're going to talk about that because something happened. I'm going to go with NASCAR. NASCAR and hockey seemingly trying to increase the numbers of Black talent. Drivers, pit crew, players. They already had their slump. They already did the news thing and lost big. I was looking at those races in 2000, somewhere right after 9/11, because that's what the guy was saying. The country is getting back to what it was before 9/11. I almost got whiplash. I was like, wait, what? I was like, what is this? The stands were filled with people. I mean, everywhere. At whatever race park this was. I don't even know. Thought he said Delaware. They're racing in Delaware. But when I look at it now, I don't see that. I was talking about it at home. I said, do people still go to the races? Because I don't really see. And they said, well, what you don't know is these places are huge. So the camera just probably not picking up the area where you see the people because they were following the cars and they were shooting down, top down. I was like, oh, okay. I was thinking, well, maybe, you know me. I wanted to know, now, why is NASCAR wooing us? Because I remember that news. I know Michael Jordan 23 Racing was suing them, and I know why they was arguing back and forth, right? Hockey, they had their issues, right? But now they seem to be on the mend, right? Now, I told y'all that Major League Baseball, I said I was going to audition them, but I think I quit because someone put out a post that said, it was from an HBCU page, and they said, congratulations, Major League Baseball drafted 3 HBCU players. Now, I told y'all Ken Griffey had this real big event where he was trying to increase the enrollment in Major League Baseball. They had the Swingman Classic right at All-Star, and they didn't draft until after All-Star. They had all those black players out there. And now all of a sudden, when it comes to HBCU, I almost went to look to see at the other school. I was like, wait, let me look. I was like, how many players did you say? And it said 3. I looked at who the 3 were. 3 HBCU players and 1 is black. I said, y'all better go play in somebody else's face. Like, y'all better go play in somebody else's face. Yeah. See, I don't like that. Don't play like that. Don't play like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. All of these baseball players, you got 3, only got 3, and only 1 is black, and they came from HBCUs. Come on, bro. So it's happening in lots of places, right? Some people have learned their lessons. We're seeing a slow churn, right? The Washington Commanders learned their lesson. The WNBA looks foolish. The WNBA looks foolish. Glorilla is the halftime show. Everybody on their feet dancing through her 2 songs. Kelsey Mitchell delivers the opening address. Everybody applauds her. I ain't gonna say it was a standing ovation, but the point is everybody was clapping for her. Just like you see right here what James was telling us. So Caitlin said, well, you know, Kelsey Mitchell been in this league for 8 years. I was like, see, that's why she looks more relaxed. That's why she looks more comfortable, because she's not going along with the BS. She's not going along with the BS. Last year, she probably didn't know what to do. It just wouldn't surprise me if there were people around her telling her to go along with it, telling her why she was the chosen one. And she just couldn't buy it because she knew she was not better than them. So this year, she's way more relaxed. You know, like I said, injury real or imagined, the correction was made. Kelsey Mitchell played. Kelsey Mitchell opened up. She represented Indiana, right? When it was Kelsey Mitchell's turn to do an interview, she said, well, I went through what I went through for a reason. She said, and I love being here, because they was going to let her walk. See, last year, they was going to let Kelsey Mitchell walk. I'm telling y'all, I was in from the moment I figured out who they played. The Chicago Sky played, was looking at the Indiana Fever, looking at who's good, and was just staring at me, right? And I'm looking this girl up. I'm like, this girl's the best player on the team, right? And I'm in a comment section, and I'm like, well, why y'all don't talk about Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston? I wasn't being rude. It was a real question. I was on X. I said, why do y'all not talk about Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston? They the best players you have. Just common sense, right? And then I could see, not nobody coming at me, but I could see in the comments the vitriol. Like, they didn't like Aaliyah Boston. They didn't want to talk about Kelsey Mitchell because she was better than Caitlin Clark. But now, since Caitlin Clark is not going along with the foolery, right? The bias, she's not accepting that she's better than them, because she's not. She's not. She's more comfortable. She don't look uncomfortable. She didn't look bothered that she wasn't playing. She was happy to be coaching. They said she was bothered because she was calling plays and they weren't executing them. But, you know, that's just them. They have good chemistry. People keep asking them about their chemistry. They're good because the secret's out. And she not forcing the issue. Yeah, I'm better than y'all. No, but on year 1 was a disaster. It was a disaster. So this year, the WNBA All-Star game was the correction. I don't know why Arike Ogunwale is just like faded all the way to the back. Alicia Gray didn't play that good. She about to probably fade all the way to the back. And I think part of it is Alicia Gray won the skills challenge and the 3-point contest last year. They didn't even talk about it afterwards. They talked about it this long. I'm not kidding. I was even pissed with the Atlanta Dream. I was at the game. I said, why y'all not talking about the fact that y'all have a player that won both contests? Because why, right? They going along with the teams was going along with it against their own players. That's how bad it was last year. So this year, the WNBA was the correction. Angel Reese won Businesswoman of the Year at the WNBA All-Star game. She continues to rise while they continue to try to hold her back, but it don't work. It's a lesson for Shedeur. I'm just glad the truth is coming to light because they look foolish. You look foolish. And it's funny how in the NFL, it's the opposite. Oh, Shedeur not good. They look foolish. That's why you see that lawsuit that's out there. I'm telling you, everything that you're seeing is what I said it was. Getting their ducks in a row so they don't appear that they have violated the civil rights of Shedeur Sanders, that they haven't discriminated against him, so they don't appear to be biased, racist, that they are unethical and they devalued him, and any and everything in between, abusive. That is why the collusion case they want to talk about, it was dismissed. Yeah, okay, you were found guilty. That's why the leader of the NFL Players Association dismissed. That's why what? Now they dismissing arbitrators left and right, especially the arbitrator who went against J.C. Trotter, who is mentioned in the $100 million lawsuit that is pending. Any day there has to be some type of ruling coming because you just can't let it sit forever. But it does give the NFL time to get their ducks in a row. But with Cleveland still playing the fool, it's not helping. It's not helping. So if you see a miraculous change in Cleveland towards Shedeur, something behind the scenes has transpired in terms of, oh, we can't appear racist. Just gonna put him out there. Because right now they still look like that. The NFL is quietly hiding behind Cleveland. And they gonna want to put it on one club. And if the Haslams want to take the fall, that's fine, but they're going to place it right in the lap of Andrew Berry, which is why he is the GM. Look at how they conduct business. They want him to look incompetent. He will be the one that is dispensable. I think the WNBA need new commissioners. The ones that they have aided and abetted this division between the races outside the league, played to it, right? And devalued Angel and keep snubbing her over and over, which is why people like RG3 think, oh, let me jump in. What happened with the public humiliation call against Shedeur? Inside information, I heard what they said. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. Why would you want to do something like that? Because everybody around you is on board. Culture starts at the top. It started in the office of the GM, and that's whose lap all of this needs to rest in, and all their coaches need to be fired. So let's see if the New York Giants get that breath of fresh air like the Washington Commanders. So thank you, James, for sharing that. It said the league are about rivalries. Put this one against that one. It's not about talent. It's about picking sides. I wish it was rivalries. It's about black and white. I wish it was about rivalries, to be honest. Because, I think most people can get behind a rivalry. Like, at the end of the day, when the game is over, we're not rivals. We're just rivals on the court. That's not what it is. It's black versus white. And now it's becoming like that in the NFL. Now, there are a lot of white people who are on Shedeur's side, right? And I hate to tell y'all, but that's probably who's going to have to tip the tide. Because they don't care what we think. And it's not that we don't have no power. We just haven't gotten together to use it. Like they said when the WNBA game started, the players in the WNBA stick together when it comes to collective bargaining. The NFL is too individualized. Everybody is out for themselves. And you know this because they all seem to have different lawyers, right? Rather than workshop it. Get one lawyer, go over the contract, Let one law firm approach the NFL. This is what these players want. That's all you had to do. But everybody out for themselves, and it starts where? In college. That's why when they get to the NFL, they already trained to go. So that's what it is. That's what it is. Side note, Lloyd Howard Jr., the NFL Players Association executive director, has resigned. Yep, colluded with the NFL, changed the union for strip club, charged the union for strip club visits, conflict of interest, cover up of the collusion report. Yep. And then they fired their arbitrator. See, and they quickly said in the report that I read, oh, they have the right to change arbitrators every period. I was like, yeah, okay. When I read the name J.C. Trotter, I said, that's that lawsuit that's out there. Because his name, I think his racial discrimination case is in it. I'm telling you. That's what all getting rid of the facility, that's what all of this is about. I don't think that episode with Shady McCoy wearing Shadour's jersey is still on their playlist. I have not gone back through all of their playlists, but when I look for the videos about Shadour, they were only 2. And I didn't see Shady McCoy on the one that said TB. He didn't have on that jersey, and I know he wore that jersey. And when he had on that jersey at the end of that episode, him and Chase Daniels got into it. Yep, hit the like button for me, please. And I don't have my phone in front of me, so I don't know how many subs we got. But if you can give me 35, 50 more subs, y'all did an excellent job last night. This was awesome. So yeah, hit the likes. Thank you. Hey fam, how you doing? Jackie, how you doing? Who has a bad attitude? Let me know. Ron, who you talking about? It said, yep, she was definitely snubbed from All-Star starter, but she still made the team. Yep, they made her like an alternate or whatever. She played out there for a little bit. And I think she asked that her time be limited. Somebody asked that their time be limited. It could have been her or somebody else because of her wrist. She didn't want to get injured, which makes sense, right? Because she wasn't a starter. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Angel's attitude. Angel is a sweetheart. She just loves herself. People just upset that she loves herself. They don't give her any grace. They don't give her the benefit of the doubt. They don't give her grace that she's young. Like with Sean Junkins, y'all know he only 21. I was like, wow, that's young. That's young. And the person on the phone, it did sound 21, but it could be, you never know. Yeah, nothing is wrong with her attitude. Attitude is a racist trope for a confident black woman. I'm gonna let that be seen because it's true. It's a historical pattern of attacking black women in a society, and especially successful black women athletes. Yeah, I just hate, that it took this long for Kelsey Mitchell to get her just due. 8 years of being made to be invisible. That's what I don't like. I'm telling y'all, she not only is she a baller, the best guard they have, the best shooter that they have too. You know what? She's fun to watch. Like if you like watching basketball, she travels through the lane. Anybody that play like Derrick Rose, I'ma watch. I'ma watch anybody that played like Derrick Rose that wasn't afraid to weave in and out of traffic and get to the basket. She's fun to watch play. So if you have time, matter of fact, the Indiana Fever play the New York Liberty tomorrow, I think, or day after, probably the next game. I don't know when it is. I would encourage you to watch that game. If you could watch it, I'm probably gonna watch it. Shadour and Angel are still friends. Oh, okay, good. It said they were at the celebrity flag football game. They hugged. She asked Shadour why he wasn't playing. Oh, yeah, because I guess he was, trying to appease like the NFL because the media was hating on him. Oh, he didn't even go to the Shrine Bowl. Shut up. You don't care about the damn Shrine Bowl. Were you there? Were you at the Shrine Bowl? No. He was at the Shrine Bowl. They was mad he wasn't at the Senior Bowl. I was like, were you there? Were you at the Senior Bowl? Okay, he didn't have to go to the Senior Bowl. And it was so obvious because when they talked about him not working out, well, that's where he messed up. There were so many players that did not work out. The elite players don't work out. That's just what they wanted to do. Blue Moon, how you doing? I really like the color. What political ill? Let me know. Let me know. Oh, you talking about her shoes? I got it. You like the color of Angel's shoe? Awesome. I like her shoes. They really nice. I'm gonna put them back on the screen. Yeah, look at Angel. I'm so proud of her. The shoe is not out till next year. Oh, so they just doing early marketing and engagement. Why did it take so long to make this shoe? Okay, she gonna be in the league for 3 years. They need to move a little faster. You gotta seize the moment, right? Hey Regina, we were just talking about the story you sent me about the noose at Nissan Stadium. I was explaining what you were saying about the culture in is that Nashville or Tennessee as a whole? Let me know. I feel like you're gonna say Tennessee. Sneakerhead economy is a 808 economy. People love shoes. Yeah, I like those shoes. And you know what? People who like sneakers, they have like lots of sneakers, right? And they have these special shelves for them, storage areas. Just really, really nice. I'm proud of Angel Reese too. Yep, I'm proud of Angel Reese. Yep, I'm very, very proud of Angel Reese. She's getting her just due as well. Like I said, there's a big correction happening with the WNBA. And now, I said the NFL is due for a correction. Angel's year 2, even with still being snubbed, she's still rising. She's still the face of the league. The only people who say she's not the face of the league cheer for one person. And that one person has moved off of, don't put that on me. This league was built on the backs of Black women. You're not going to use me. And that's what she probably had to learn. But I know that there were people in her corner, like her mom probably was like, if her mom was a good person, no, don't use my daughter like that. Right. But I know that there were people who probably live in that sphere, not selling her household, but somebody, you know what, they picked you. Don't worry about them. Yeah. That's what they do in the NFL. That's what they do in the NFL. No, yeah, they attack Angel like they attack Shador. That's why I'm glad to hear they still friends. 400 Circle Media, how you doing? I want a pair of Reese tennis shoes. Yeah, I don't know if I want I like the pink ones. I normally don't wear those bright colors like that on my feet, but I like them. I think I want that color. But she got the diamond dust too, so I got to see what that look like because I like sparkly. I like sparkly. So pay us what you owe us. They should sue for reparations with that sharecropping CBA a ripoff. Yeah, not giving them any to the point where the leaders of the representation for the players started their own league. That's how bad it was. You know what? They're not gonna ever give us what we want. Let's just start our own league. So let's see if they finally get it. That's called leverage. That's why I said I posted a short today and I said primetime pro football. Now that's some leverage right there. That's some leverage. I like that. Pay us what you owe us. And to hear them say, now this is the WNBA, these women stick together. I'm like, whoa. I wanted to Google which pro sports leagues don't stick together when it comes to their CBA. I wanted to Google it just to see what it was gonna say. The NFL. The NFL. Uh-oh. I'm having too much fun up here, I guess. Oh, hold on 1 second. The NFL. That's what it was gonna say. Oh, the little sticky tabs fell off. Oh, hold on 1 second. Okay, we're just gonna go with them 3 for now. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it's gonna say. Because everybody knows the NBA got their money, the MLB got their money. I think the WNBA is gonna get revenue sharing, which is huge. Why would I suggest that somebody buy my jersey? You don't even give me a piece of it. So I think they're gonna get it. I think they're gonna get that, to be honest. Now, the only reason they don't get it, if they feel like, well, what you gonna do about it? I think they're gonna stop playing. And it will be a shame for there to be a work stoppage when the league is on the upswing. That's why they're gonna get it. They're gonna give it to them. They're gonna give it to them. And you know what they need to do? The players need to argue for an advertising budget. That there needs to be a threshold that the league whoever does their marketing needs to meet, and there need to be some criteria for the channels, because that's what's wrong with the WNBA. It's how they market. They chose not to for so long, and last year they only wanted to market the Fever. I think every time Asia Wilson touched down on the ground, for every city that she has to play in a away game, that should be in a banner, just like Angel Reese had a billboard. Come see the 2-time MVP, Asia Wilson. They don't do that. They don't do that. But the Fever gets it. And then it's Clark. Like Nike, I think it was Nike, took out a big banner on the Marriott in Indianapolis. It's huge. It's right in the middle of everything. You can see it. And it's Caitlin Clark, welcome to my town or whatever. She wasn't even playing. She's not even the best player. But Nike signed a $28 million contract with her. So they got to do something. They got to do something. I told y'all those shoes that Josh Johnson wears, those shoes, a lot. I see those shoes in the airport. They wearing those shoes. People that could wear Asics, they have moved off of the Asics. The people that wear Nikes have moved into Asics. Asics have moved into New Balance. New Balance people are already like, I don't want to wear these no more because y'all wearing them. I want this shoe that look like Josh Johnson. Yep. Coco Gauff is now, well, she's, I don't know how long it's been, but she's endorsed, sponsored by New Balance. She looks good when she plays. They got her attire. Man, the fits that they have on her, I know they making money off of that because they look rich. They look really nice. They look high end, right? New Balance have made themselves from what they say a dad shoe, right? From a basketball, a dad shoe, reaching out to the NBA. They went to tennis. They still got the NBA, but they have tennis and it's high end. Their shoes look good. Their shoes went from 45, 65 to like 110, 120 for the high end shoe. And they have her looking good with this. So they went from the shoe to now the apparel that she wears in the matches. And if you see her, stunning, stunning. That was a missed opportunity for somebody for years, but New Balance said, I don't know what the hell y'all got going on. Coco, let me talk to you for a minute. And I know it's paying off because women who play tennis, they spend money to go practice. They spend money to go practice every day at the country club. That's their audience. And they love this. So, and it's not all peaches and cream in tennis either, but I don't watch enough to talk about it. So that's why I hype up everybody. I don't care what sport you play. I hype up skateboarders. If you follow me on Instagram and you check my stories, you're gonna see black skateboarders, black snowboarders, black surfers. You see black NASCAR pit crew, you see the drivers, you see the black gymnasts at HBCUs, anywhere that they are, I'm gonna put them on there. Dancers, tap dancers, I don't care who it is. I'm just gonna go head on. That's what my stories are for. You know, because we talk about specific things on here, but my Instagram stories, check them daily. I keep them up. I don't care what's going on before I go to sleep. When I first wake up, I'm sharing. I'm looking for the best content, the people to highlight, and I just share it. It takes this long, and I just keep it going. So, follow me on Instagram. I'm happy Shaq has embraced Angel. Yeah, he embraced her like one of his kids. That's what he did. A big brother fashion and be a big brother for show of fashion and be a constant in her life. He's like her dad. Shaq is I heard people talking about that. Shaq has embraced Angel like one of his kids. That's not bad. That's good. Because honestly, I never really talk about it because I don't really know. I haven't Googled it, but I don't hear anything about her father. So to me, you know, that's essential, right? You know, I even thought about it sometimes with the things she was going through. I was like, if she had a father present, I promise you RG3 would not be playing in her face like that. Because he knows somebody would knock on his door and deposit his teeth into his hand. That's why he did it, because he thinks she didn't have no protection. But he was being narrow-minded, and I don't know why he thought Shaq wouldn't stay up. So either he don't know Angel Reese like that, he don't know her alliances, or he just ignorant. But everybody got him dressed like a raccoon now, and he been quiet. So he fool around, he gonna get divorced because he gonna embarrass his kids. See, here's the thing. He got kids that go to school. That's from what I could see, right? Y'all know how kids are at school. Your daddy is talking about that girl that play basketball. What, he don't like black people? Kids will say things that just convict you right here in your heart. And they say cruel things to each other, and they like to talk about people's mamas and daddies. See, that's a selfish individual, because you shouldn't even put your family in that type of situation. You want to let your wife sit there and be seen. You know, people know what she look like. I'm just saying, you got to be careful like that, right? That's why a lot of people don't show their families, because they say something and people get upset with them. They don't want their families to be, you know, dragged into it. You got your wife propped up here. Then you got your kids plastered all over the place. But look at how you treated somebody else's kid. Do you know what karma is? Somebody will take pictures of his kids and his wife and have them all over the internet after they draw stuff on them and make them look some type of way. But he would be the one that would bring that to their doorstep. But he didn't think about them either. That's a selfish individual. He gonna get what he deserves. Believe me. Karma has no expiration date, and it always knows your address no matter where you live. Got you on the big screen tonight. Okay, good. Thank you. All right. 400 Circle Media. Love your channel. Thank you so much. Don't forget, Friday coming up, because you know we're going to have something to talk about, because Wire training camp will be in full swing. So we'll have a members only live stream again. The last one we had this past Friday, yesterday was 2 hours. We were talking. So if y'all haven't watched that, that's what we be talking, because you can't say everything out here, right? So subscribe to the channel, hit the likes. Yeah, try to get me to 4,000 so I can wear my crown. I was actually going to go on Amazon and see if I could find me one. My birthday is August the 2nd. So somewhere the 4,000 might land right around my birthday if it don't happen before, but I'm gonna celebrate. I'm gonna do a 2 for 1. So I'm gonna try to get me a crown and be princess of the sports commentators. People say really nice things about the channel, so I'm gonna take a moment to celebrate. 4,000 means so much to me. Asia Wilson, the GOAT. I'm glad she has a boo too. I'm glad she has a boo, because, you know, they do her dirty too, right? 2-time MVP, and we don't talk about it. I wonder if she know Lamar Jackson, because they would have a lot to talk about, you know, a lot. I think they say Asia got snubbed for her 3rd one, just like Lamar. How did Clark become the team captain? Preference. That's it. Preference. It should have been based on meritocracy, talent, and stats. Team Collier versus Team Reese. That's what it should have been. But they didn't want to do that in Indianapolis, because you know, right? You know. Anyone heard from RG3? Better not. He better stay buried. He better keep his head in the sand, because it's people out here are upset because he had the audacity to act like this girl didn't have nobody that cared about her. He showed his ignorance. So no, Asia Wilson should have been the team captain. Why? Angel Reese is the leader on defense. So it should have been Angel. Asia is 2nd on defense, 2nd on offense. So she's probably going to be MVP. And actually, at his age, Angel could make a case for MVP. Watch what I tell you. That's if the Chicago Sky coaching get their stuff together, because they complicit. I said it last year. The Chicago Sky organization was not helping their situation at all. I'm like, oh, so y'all going along to suppress everybody so the fever can make it. Okay, all right. He should be scared. Shaq ain't playing. No, Shaq not playing. That man feel like, hell, he feel like Angel the way we feel about Shador. Now, y'all already know. Certain people, Michael said it. I don't need to be in Cleveland, because we see the wrong people and it's going to be hard. It is. It sends a visceral type feeling in when you think about certain people associated with Cleveland. I have to protect my peace. And when people send me stuff, just say thank you, but I can't talk about this right now. I have to pick and choose. So Shaq is not playing. And we ain't playing either. Well, I ain't gonna punch in the mouth, but slip up on that broadcast. I already know what to do to complain to the FCC. I already know. So if she decided to get froggy on somebody's broadcast, the FCC said you can file a complaint. So I'm just waiting. I'm like this. Now, what were you saying? What were you saying? What was that you were saying? You would think on X, they be coming for her. I don't know why she keep ignoring those people. The audacity of ignorance. Yep, black women built it, and it's okay to say it out loud. And the black women shouldn't be quiet about it, which is why I like the Gatorade commercial with Asia. The black women shouldn't be quiet about it because they don't want you to talk about it. That don't mean you don't talk about it. You are supposed to be proud. That's why they don't like Angel, because she won't sit there and just be quiet. She won't just shut up and dribble. They keep trying to find different ways to say that. They keep trying to find different ways to say, shut up and dribble, or shut up and throw the ball. All of that telling Shador to close his mouth and let you shut the hell up. You don't talk to nobody like that. Why do they think they can disrespect these people's kids? That's what I want to know. I know players don't say anything. Shaq even said he told Angel not to respond. I'm like, well, you're going to need to respond because we're not going to keep doing this. When Dr. Bernice King came out, that's when everybody else came out. I'll say it because it needed to be said. It needed to be said. And she didn't need physical force. And people were like, oh, Lord. Like, okay, now that's Dr. Martin Luther King's daughter. That's who you to summon. Like, are you serious right now? That lets you know how negative your behavior is. This ain't got nothing to do with sports. This Dr. Martin Luther King's daughter that came and told you, get your together. And you better call Angel Reese and stop playing out here. We're not playing about her. That's what I call an intervention. I was happy for that. Then when Shaq said what he said and some other guy said what he said, I'm like, just keep going. Proceed. I'm like, because I don't know why he didn't think nobody cared about this young lady, that they would tell him anything. He was acting entitled. Who the hell does he think he is? He was acting entitled. See, that's what association do for you. It confuses you. And then you gotta get schooled. That's what it is. What Kevin Hart say, oh, you gonna learn today. You gonna learn today. That's what he did. He learned. And he ought to be ashamed of himself. He ought to be ashamed of himself. Yep, hit the like button. It's free. Hit the like button. Okay, we're trying to get to 4,000. I don't know because I don't have my phone in front of me. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see where we are. Let me see where we are. Let's see. Too many apps. All right, let's see. Okay. 39.74. So we're close. I don't know why I'm blurry. Did I move? Give it a chance to clear up. I have no idea why I got blurry. I moved out the way, so it's probably trying to find me. Okay, that's what it was. All right. We're close, guys. We're close. 26. All right. If you hanging out in the background, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 4,000. We're 26 away. All right. Let's see. They think they're gonna get away with it. Sports is ridiculous for the plantation sharecropping. Okay, so y'all know how we talk about football, being like a plantation. That's the plantation mentality, right? I said it starts in college, right? Because college football is rooted in what? White supremacy, right? It's documented. You can look it up. So that's why when they go to the NFL, they already are trained for the most part, right? We talked about the contracts. I think we did. We talked about the contract system where we might have not talked about this, where If one team signs you, right, and you want to go to another team, somebody signed you for 5 years for $100 million, and you work there for 3 years, and you want to go to another team because it is better, right? You go over there and you do everything you can to be in shape. But see, the problem is that contract stays with you. It's not a bilateral contract. It's not like our contracts. We wouldn't sign anything like that. We wouldn't sign a contract that says, well, I can only pay you, you got to work for me until this contract expires. You work for company A up the street. You signed a 5-year deal. You still got for $100 million. So I can't pay you no more money. You got to work for me until this deal expires. So the player is tied to the dollar amount and the number of years, the terms, regardless of who they play for. They could pass you around, send you to a different team every year. And your contract is not guaranteed. It is documented that most employees would not sign an NFL contract because it is so one-sided. So college, NFL, plantation mentality. Now, we talked about that. I want you to think about this 5-year contract that I just described, that you work the first place for 3 years and you want to move on to the next place. I want you to imagine a slave owner taking a slave from one plantation to another one with no exchange.
Pushing on the beat. Moving on the beat. Pushing on the beat.
Thank you. I don't know how long I've been on mute, but thank you for telling me. So yeah, we shall see. Thank you, Crowley. Thank y'all. I somehow pressed the button. I'm back. We hear the music, but we don't hear you. Okay, thank you. I pressed the button. Thank you, Val. That's sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you, Val. Thank you, Val. I appreciate you. Thank you, Jungle Brother. Is that today? Okay. Thank you, Jungle Brother. Oh, y'all showing me love. Oh, so nice. All right. So thank you, BJ. Thank you for supporting the channel financially. I appreciate you because we going up. Unmute your mic. Jungle Brother paid me $2 to tell me to unmute my mic. Thank you. And Val C, y'all love me. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so yeah, I can press the button real too easy. Thank y'all for that. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it, and thank you for the awareness. Thank you. All right, let's see. All right, so before we get ready to get out of here, y'all have any topics? Anybody got a topic they want to talk about? Hey, we can hear you. Thank you. I got the message. I'll check. I glance over here and be trying to. Sometimes when y'all like, she's not looking at the camera, I'm looking at y'all's comments over here. So thank y'all so much. All right, is that the last topic? Anybody want to drop a topic into the chat? Last topic before we get ready to get out of here. And we'll be back tomorrow, probably about the same time. I think we're gonna still do the midday huddle, the weekend huddle. That's what I call it. The weekend huddle. Sunday about 6 o'clock, somewhere in there. I think as it gets later and people start to get settled down, and then is 10:35 still good for y'all tomorrow night, or does it need to move back up to 9:30? Let me know what y'all think about a good time on Sunday. 10:35 is still good, or 9:35, because it's Sunday night. But we're in different time zones, so 10:35 is good for me. If you're Central, 9:35 is what you would get. And if you on the West Coast, what you 2 hours from me? Let's talk about Shadua Prime Equity. Okay, so this is a concept, right? This is a concept that let me know if y'all can hear me, because somebody was saying I was muted from the beginning. Let me know. And we could do nothing about it now because we about 2 hours in, and I don't think so because you would have told me. Yeah, I think I accidentally hit the mute button when I picked up the mic. Thank you. Prime equity. Okay, so prime equity is a concept that podcaster Money Man, that's his name, came up with. It's a concept. We're just like concept cards. They don't exist, right? The NFL wouldn't have nothing called prime equity. Come on. So this is a concept. It's the concept that's kind of like NIL a little bit, kind of like what Coach Prime was doing before, he left college, right? It's brand marketing. It's everything that you bring to the table. The NFL already gives you, thank you, Blue Moon, for becoming a member. The NFL already gives you, we got a new member, yay, new subs. Sub if you hanging in the background. I'll try to get to 4,000. Thank you. It's branded. It's just branded, right? It means that you get equity in things like your jersey, but that already exists, right? But the fan bases that you bring. Now, how do you calculate that? The jersey sales is one. But here's what I think. I think the piece of the pie for the jerseys need to be a little bit bigger. There's no reason why Shadua Sanders is selling 250 million in this short amount of time in that small market, and he's only getting 12 to 15 million. To be honest with you, I don't, it's NIL. It's my name that's selling the jersey. Okay, the team is on it. But if you send me to Jacksonville, I'm gonna sell just as many jerseys. You can move me to a new team every year, and they probably will, and I'm gonna sell a new jersey. You could switch from 12 to 2, and I'm gonna make some money off the 2. Some people gonna want the 12, some people gonna want the 2, some people gonna sell the 12, they gonna keep the 2. It just depends. You might have 2 people in the same house show up at a game or watching a game at home on TV. One is wearing the 12 and one is wearing the 2. That's a metric that you can bank on. You can say, if I sell any jersey, what did Michael Jordan get? What did Michael Jordan's mom advocate for? 10%? Right? What's 10% of 250 million? 25 million? That's what he should get. So if we're going to do any kind of equity, prime equity, jersey sales is one. You need something else that has a metric. You can't say a fan base, right? Because you don't know. We like different teams. So you need things that you could count. So you can't say concessions because there's no way to say that Shador fans bought more than Travis Hunter fans. So that's not, jersey sales is the only thing I can think of that when fans purchase something that has the player's name on it. So in my opinion, you can track jersey sales and he should get 10%. There's no reason why he's selling something with his name on it and he could make the same money with, it's not the Browns that's making the jersey sale. It's the Sanders on the back of it. There are people that have the 21. There are people that have the Florida State 2. They want the other Sanders and they're going to get Shiloh's jersey. Shiloh signed his jersey at the KFC event, right? And it shows you that Shador is that guy because he has a brother in the league. And while they're both popular, just like Travis is popular, Shador's up here. And Shiloh said it. He said, if this is what they doing to you, I know what they going to do to me. So his real expectations are realistic. And that tells you that Shador is a bigger star than the NFL even realized. They were looking at Shiloh and Shador as the same. They were looking at everything going on with Colorado as Sanders. Now they see it's Shador. And it's not the Browns jersey that's making the money. It's the Sanders name. And what he needs to do with prime equity when it comes to jersey sales, find something else that you could track and know that, oh, this is specifically Shador Sanders fans, because you don't have a way to know. 10% at minimum. At minimum, because I don't know. We talking about a jersey here. If you ask me, if that's what Jordan got, that's what he need to get. Whatever LeBron got, that's what Shador need to get. Shador Sanders is the LeBron James of the Cleveland Browns. If he go to Chicago and play for the Bears, it's going to be the same thing in Chicago. If he go to Miami, they're going to go crazy. Shador loves Miami, right? Just like LeBron going to Miami. If he goes to Jacksonville, it's over. It's going to be one team talked about nonstop, 24/7, or 35/8, whatever they be saying. I'm telling you. So I like the concept because it's equity into the contract, but that's revenue sharing. If he has other things that can be tracked back to specifically to Shador, I'm all for it. I'm all for it because this is a jersey with his name on it, but they already have revenue sharing, but it's too low. If it's not 10%, it needs to be bumped up to 10%. And for all the players coming out next, like Arch Manning, it wouldn't surprise me if he gets that without even asking for it. It just the way you see how they negotiated individually with everybody. Rookie contracts were supposed to be standard. They're no longer standard. Things in NFL are changing. The number one overall pick was selected because you need a starting quarterback has to compete with the guy that failed. It wouldn't surprise me if Arch Manning come in with prime equity whenever he ready, because he coming when he ready, not when they want him to. And they're going to welcome him with open arms, and they're going to try to make him like Caitlin Clark. Gracie said, okay, so we're going to keep the same time for tomorrow, y'all. Prime equity and how it will impact. So I think it'll be fine. I think it's good. It's just brand marketing. I think that if you can get something in addition to jersey sales, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, like what else can be tied specifically to Shador besides the jersey. Like if they got shoes, I don't know if they have shoes that they sell. Like, okay, in Atlanta, the Atlanta Hawks, Trae Young had a shoe. He had a deal with for a shoe. You could track that to Trae when you came into shop and bought it, right? And that was through the Atlanta Hawks shop. So Trae should likely get 10% of that because it's his name on it. Otherwise, ain't nobody buying it, right? So if they have, that's still merch, but if they have a jersey, if they sell, like Coach Prime still signs helmets, right? If they sell a helmet with Shador on it, not just 12, but Shador, or something that ties it into Shador, he should get 10% of that. So he should get 10% of all merch. All merch. You can't do ticket sales unless you can specifically say this fan is tracked and we know it's a Shador Sanders fan and they have never been an NFL fan. So the tickets are hard. You look at the categories that the NFL makes money off of. Ticket sales, I know merch, and probably concessions. So really merch is your only category that exists right now unless you come up with something else. And I do think he should get jerseys. I think if they have a helmet, I think if they start selling stuff in the shop, like tracksuits, because they have tracksuits in Atlanta with the team's name and stuff on it, you can buy that. He should get 10% of the apparel. And if they have a shoe, a hat, some glasses, any merch, apparel, etc. If they have a hamburger or a Shador crispy wings, he should get 10% of the concessions of the sale of Shador's crispy wings. So yes, I'm all for it. I'm all for prime equity. And honestly, this is one thing I would stay on the NFL about, because look at the money that this young man is generating that we're not even thinking about. Like they said, Cleveland is trash, right? All 8 open practices are sold out. Okay, Crowley, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Internet followers and NIL. Yeah, if you could track it, because he already increased Cleveland's viewership just on the internet, the engagement. So yeah, if you could track that, you put that in there too. Also commercial and events that are used to promote. Yep, like the camp. Like when the kids come to the camp, I mean, you just charge a standard price for the camp, but whatever is sold there, if he has to make appearances. See, the NFL makes money when he does appearances, but I don't know if they get an appearance fee. I didn't see anything like that in the contract. Like I said, it's documented. The contracts are one-sided, and they're not predatory because I looked. It said, well, it's not predatory. They agreed upon it. So you can't say it's predatory if you agreed to work like this. Do the NFL own his name? Hell no. He has an endorsement deal. He has an endorsement deal with Panini. So I'm thinking the guys that signed, like Quinn Ewers, I think he got a $3 million deal with Panini, which likely means he can't sign his autograph because that's how Panini makes money off the autograph cards and stuff. So when they sign the players for like $1 million or so, $1 million to $3 million, what they do is restrict them from autographs so that they can contain the number of autographs that they have out there in the market. So it makes their product, the autograph cards, more valuable if Shador's autograph is just not everywhere, right? Exclusivity. So that's why. Yeah, so that's why. It said Schlesinger got his money guaranteed with the Browns, and they're saying he and Gorman deserve, but I thought the QB was the most important position on the team. Schlesinger contract was guaranteed from the jump. He was number 1 and number 2 in the second round. Yeah. Pay attention. Pay attention. Who went first for Cleveland? Who went second for Cleveland? I think Quinshon Judkins was drafted after. Yeah, because Schlesinger was first in the second round. Quinshon was somewhere in the middle. That's why I say he ain't high profile. He wasn't even the first second round pick. Maybe he was 40 or 50. I don't even know. But that's why I said he wasn't He's not high profile. And her saying that tells you their train of thought. Oh, he high profile. No, he not. And he did not report. They told him to deal with that first. That could also be, it's smart. I'm not saying it's not smart. It's smart. And they told him that for a reason. Because from the time it happened to the time he decided he was going to report, because remember, I had reported, it was documented, he was planning to show up Friday. They were looking into some things. So they may have learned that maybe there's a history, or this is a negotiation tactic. I'm going to push you off and show you you're not valuable to us. Go take care of your stuff. We don't need you right now. And that's going to make you scared in your boots. So it could be that. So either there's a history and they know it and they don't want to touch it, but they should have known that already. Because remember, they supposed to have this extensive background search asking Travis about his now wife. So you ain't know about this. So either there's history and now they want to move off of it, or it's a negotiation tactic. So now everybody got different contracts. So NFL standard rookie contract saying it's non-negotiable. All of that's out the window. Coming into this, rookie NFL contracts are non-negotiable. That's a lie. That's a lie. The rookie NFL contract is standard. Everybody have the same contract. That's a lie. That's a lie. The amount of money you make is determined by where you were drafted. Is that really still the case? Or has that changed too? You don't know, because everybody's contract is individualized now. That's how you can pay your preference and not the other people. What you gonna do? Go ask Carson Swetzinger how much he made? How much his incentives are? Does he have incentives? Some people supposedly have incentives and some people don't. So much for the standard rookie contract, so much for the non-negotiable rookie contract. So they have until August 5th. That means that Quashawn Junkins has until August 5th. Now, if he got to hurry up and deal with his situation before the 5th, what you think he gonna do? What you think he gonna do if he have to make a decision before August 5th, or he is out for the season? And then we gonna get out of here. Let me know your thoughts. Oh, this was a picture I wanted to share too, from the WNBA event. All right, so this is the picture I was telling y'all. That's Kevin Durant in the back, Asia Wilson, and Lala Milan. So they look like they're having a good time. I love what Asia have on. That's cute. I love those sleeves, everything. She's a little stylish fashion person too. A lot of them are. A lot of those young women could be models. Those WNBA players, they could be models. Okay, well, if y'all ain't come up with nothing else, I guess we're going to get out of here, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, 10:35 for sure, somewhere in the 6 to 7 o'clock hour, probably somewhere around 6. Just turn your notifications on. We'll be back at 10:35 for sure. I may schedule both, or I'll schedule one. Just turn your notifications on, and we'll definitely see each other tomorrow night for sure. Okay. I guess we're going to get out of here. Thank you to Blue Moon, my new member. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you to the people that supported the channel. BJ, thank you so much. Jungle Brother, thank you so much. And Val C, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. All right, so I'm going to find my crown because we're going to get close to 4,000. If you're new with us, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 4,000. See if you can get me 25 more subs, 25 or 30, and hit the like button and share the podcast. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. This was awesome. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports. We'll be back. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Be sure to join our daily live stream and listen up to What She Said Sports on the go on Spotify. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Stay for another video.